Hello and welcome. Today we are going to go ahead and take a look at the Acolyte. So the Acolyte is a hunter class ship, and it's designed to go ahead and run around in more of the mid game. And it is a combat ship, uh, but like all of my hunter class ships, I decided that we're making a small case for roleplay by putting some suppressive weaponry on it. Additionally, like all my hunter class ships, these are limited to Starship Design rank 2 or less. So this means that most of the components will be fully available somewhere between levels 20 and 40. The most important part for this ship, though, is the engines. The SA 4000 series engines start to become available at level 27. So that's probably a good level to aim for if you like this ship. All right, so let's go ahead and take a tour. All right, so we immediately enter into the Tayo Armory, and here's our brig and holding cell, and space for weapon storage. And then here we've got the ladder going up. We have a companionway right here. And then right here we have the Tayo 2x1 all-in-one berth. We've got a kitchen here. We've got the Hope Tech Docker right over here. And then we've got 2 beds and a bathroom. Now, if you wanted to, you could very easily swap this out for the captain's quarters. You'd be giving up this kitchen area, but in exchange, you would have the bed over here and a little bit more relaxing space. So it's your choice on whether you want the kitchen more or the additional space. Then, jumping on up here, we have the bridge. So I have using the Overseer 300 series bridge, and I will note this does come with 2 crew slots here and here. So you can certainly go ahead and have crew on your ship if you would like. If you want more space for crew, you want a slightly bigger ship, I would just swap this top hab out for, say, like a Deimos or a Stroud all-in-one. I would give you more beds available. But let's come on over here. Let's build this ship. All right. So first things first, as usual, I'm going to get my colors in my palette. You can see I went for variations of gold. And then I'm going to select all and delete. Now, first things first, I've got my landing bay right here. And then behind that, I'm going to go ahead and grab my Tayo. You can use either the bottom A, which is what I have been doing, or I'm going to switch to the bottom B because it's going to make building slightly easier. And this one's going to be the armory. Then we're going to go with the companionway, top of B, because we do need these side connections. And now here we're going to go the top A all-in-one berth. Next, I'm going to pull this landing bay off and come on over here to the dockers and grab the Hope 11 docker. And then I'm going to flip this back into place because, as you can see, the door to the docker and the bottom of, or the door to the landing bay and the bottom of the docker just barely intersect, so you have to flip them in to make that work. Next up, the cockpit. So as mentioned, I'm using the Overseer This is a 300E bridge. You just use whatever the best one you can is. However, I will note that you could also use the Kontiki bridge, and the Kontiki bridge also has the interesting upside of 4 crew stations instead of just 2. Now, I want to build this ship specifically to use this Overseer bridge, so I'm going to use that here, but it's just something that you can keep in mind. Next up, let's go ahead here and let's put our landing gear on. Got the AccuLander 11 landing gear here and here. And then let's talk back here. So there's 2 variations that I have played around with this ship. The first and one I demonstrated is the Class A variation. So I'm going to have the Spheramac DC-201, and then above it I will go ahead and grab the R3000 Alpha Grav Drive. However, variation number 2 says I want to have a ship that can brawl a little bit more. And for that, we would grab the Fuser DC-402 reactor. So this bigger reactor is going to go ahead and give you more power. So it gives you 6 more power. But more importantly, this has 680 hull versus 1020. And then, in case that wasn't enough, this also opens up you to get the Odin 3040C shield. And that's compared to the Marduk 1020 shield, which I was hiding on this ship. So that's 485 versus 995. Then on the back of this one, I grabbed the 100 cm ballast cargo hold. But on the back of this one, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab the Helios 300 or 400, whichever one I end up needing, grav drive. And then underneath this, I can then go ahead and put that same cargo. Now, let's go ahead and talk engines. So I'm using the SA4110 engines. Just flip that into place. See how that shows up on the Class C variant of this. And then let's go ahead and grab my fuel tanks. I just grabbed the H10 Atlas tank. And then over here to finish out the cargo, the 400 cm ballast cargo holds. Now, let's come on down and grab the Stroud Cap A's. Just like so. And then we're going to grab the Stroud Cowling and we're going to change it to the 1LB variant. We need to copy this. Just like so. Alright, so now all that we have left is to put on one more structural piece. I want the Nova Cowling here. And just to flip that into place. Just like so. Alright, so before we look at weapons, let's just go ahead and compare these 2 ships. So the Class A variation, we've got 29 light year jump range, 100 mobility, but only 485 shield. The hull's down a little bit because the weapons add just a little bit of hull. However, if we look at the Class C variant, you see we still have a 100 mobility. We still have the 27 light year jump range. However, look at our shield and our hull. So much better. So it's up to you whether you want the Class C variant of this or if you want the Class A variant of this that I initially showed. The other thing that I forgot to do here is for the Class A variant, I did hide these pieces under some Deimos hulls. But as you can see, that's just aesthetic, and it's entirely your choice on whether you want to do that or not. So let's talk weapons. Now, for the Class A variant, I went ahead and I grabbed 4 of the Disruptor 3310 proton beams. These are not auto weapons. And then, because I was wanting to fiddle around with it, the EMP-80 suppressor. And I also grabbed a pair of equipment plates for more of these suppressors. Alright. However, if I want to run the Class C variant, what weapons would I choose? So here, I would probably look at grabbing the Eradicator 75 auto neutron beams, the P, and then either the PBO 300 auto alpha beams or the PBO 100 auto neutron beams, and then finally wrap it up with whatever your favorite suppressor is. Go ahead and toss a pair of these on. So, and then here, I can go ahead and just slap on the Teo side caps. And there we have it. So the way that the ship flies, here, let me just delete this really quick. You can see we still, we do need to swap the landing gear out if we do this, which if we're going to do that, we can just go ahead and slap on the NG20 wide landing gear. And then the only other error is that we would need to assign weapons. So we still are only 911 mass, 27 light year jump range, nearly 1,000 cargo. Most importantly, we are still maintaining 100 mobility with this Class C ship. And because we have that nearly 1,000 shield and over 1,000 hull, we can actually afford to get in and brawl some. However, if we look at this variation, we have same mobility, less mass. Our jump range is slightly longer. Not that that really matters because we can already get anywhere we want. But we have less than half the shield and about 400 less hull. So that means that this variant cannot take a hit anywhere near as well. But this is a Class A ship. So that means that anybody, provided they can get enough Starship Design to be able to use these components, can fly this ship. You don't need to worry about how many ships you've destroyed and getting that piloting skill all the way up to rank 4. I would still recommend piloting to rank 1, but you don't have to. Alright. All that being said, let's go ahead and assign my weapons. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and take the Class A variant of this out for a spin. Do note that if the Class A variant works, the Class C variant is more or less the same thing. So let's go ahead and paint the ship. There we go. We've got our gold. Alright, now let's head on out to Serpentis, which is all the way over here. Alright. Alright. And this is just my standard kiting maneuver, where I fly away from them as best as I can and try and outrange them while I blast away. Alright. Alright, let's get a little bit closer. Preferably before his shield starts recharging too much. There we go. Whee! right. And then after going ahead and taking care of their engines, note I did do that with the suppressive weaponry, so if you do that, if you target with the suppressive weaponry, you can choose which piece to disable. Alright, and we can see that I am immediately coming into the armory. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Anything fun in these? Nope. What about here? Nope. Alright. So, got a, looks like a Hope Tech companion way back here. I'm betting let's see, Stroud Armory. And then got another companionway or storeroom here. And a Nova living quarters. And it's some random storerooms on the sides and back. An infirmary. And Nova All-in-One B. And here's our Docker. And looks like this is leading into the bridge. There we go. And that is another successful capture. Oh wait, was I supposed to take a host or a live capture? Nah, too much effort. And that is the bounty hunter at work. A revelation. I think this is the Veyroon variant of the Storm Rider. Be the so let's go ahead and hop back into our Acolyte and call it a day. So if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. And Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Alright, that's a funny shot. There we go. Alright, that seems like a perfect place to leave you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.